Good morning. Good morning. I hope this finds you safe and well because that is, of course, the most important thing. Today's the 11th of November when we stop across the UK and in many other countries around the world to remember the Armistice and think about the fallen in both world wars and in all subsequent conflicts. It matters to me personally because my great uncle Bob was sunk outside Singapore trying to get civilians to safety in 1942, and his body was never recovered. And even now, the pain of that echoes down our family. He was a civilian and their boat was suddenly commandeered and turned into a Navy vessel, in effect. And for that reason, the Japanese chose to interpret a refugee vessel fleeing with, overladen with what was obviously civilians. They chose to interpret it as a battle vessel and sank it. It's just awful to think that we don't know whether he had a quick death at sea or whether he was one of the few survivors and ended up in internment camps in Thailand and didn't make it out. This scenario is repeated through many, many families here in the UK and across the world where there are still the missing. My thoughts go out to you if you are still in this limbo that some of us have. It might not be a big limbo as people fade from memory, as those who remembered the missing fade away themselves, but it is still there. It is still it's still a gap, and it makes all the sacrifices of everybody who has done that. It makes it more personal when you attend a remembrance service, because you're not just there some kind of theoretical, oh yes, if you have a family member who died or is still among the missing, who laid their lives down for all of us, it really, really matters to you. And my thoughts are with everybody who is in that position today. Thinking about my own experiences in the chemical industry and the chemical using industries, one of the most moving things that I've come across when I've gone round sites is occasionally on the older sites there is a plaque for those who were serving in that industry and were called up or volunteered and who never came back. One of the good things about the British Legion is if those sites are closed, it will make sure that the plaques are taken and placed somewhere nearby, so there is still a remembrance point for those who are descendants or who remember those who died. But it's incredibly moving, and I hope that everybody watching this takes time at 11 o'clock today on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month to think about everybody who has provided us with the ability to live in peace and freedom up till this point. Right. Well, after contemplating the sacrifices that have been made on our behalf, it might seem slightly inappropriate, but it's part of our tradition in the newsletter to have something humorous, which is part of freedom of speech, of course. Probably the most important freedom after the freedom to hold your own property that there is. So today we're continuing our cigars theme, and we have Panatella cigars with their own version of the golf advert, which I hope you enjoy. Take care of yourselves. See you again tomorrow, if we're spared. Bye. Oops, just posting that. Bye again.